Hi, welcome back. It's Uncanny Adventures. Skull and Shackles, DnD5e campaign. We're sailing the high seas, doing some piracy, or at least hoping to do some piracy. We're learning how to be part of a fully functional and friendly crew here amongst the... No, that's the wrong game. Alright, but we're back. And let's go around and say hi to everybody before we jump into all the fun and shenanigans. So today we'll start with our missing Hulk from last week, PaladinHulk.
Hi everybody, I'm PaladinHulk. I'm a Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday and Little Red Dot. I have had a trying week of doing lots of stuff, and I've just come from another RPG. I'm ready for this. This is what I'm here to do. Like, I really missed playing last week. That sucked not being here, and I apologize to the audience and my fellow cast members, which I've done a lot. And let's hope that never happens again, because this game is awesome, and I'm excited to hop back in.
Outstanding. And how about our dear Antoinette? How are you today?
I am looking for some fun. It's been a trying day with a long home game DMing, so I am looking forward to more sea shenanigans.
Excellent, excellent. And how about Dylan, our cook's mate?
Hi, I'm Dylan. I play Bartholomew Ignatius Seacaster, Sahuagin Swashbuckler. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad to play, you know. That's always fun.
It's a good time. And how about Brad?
Hey, I'm Brad McAlpine. I play Mary Watersong and Wild Magic Sorcerer, and looking for some wonderful shenanigans on the ship.
Excellent. And so we have, you can donate if you want to help these wonderful players. There are the instructions below for the donations for our live show. Also, if you wanted to, give any, fun to me, you can always give them disadvantage or natural ones, but you do you. So yes.
You can tell by the natural 20 count who's the most loved member of this cast.
I think it's more that I used a large bunch of them last time. I really wanted it to work.
I'm just saving those up for some genuine, really caring times when I need them to,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I understand.
I am saving my shenanigans. You just wait; they're coming. No. So, also, I'm using Syrinscape a bit in the background. Let me know if it gets too loud above the stream. I'm just using it for some sound and mood noises and things like that. So yeah, we're back. Last time on our adventure, there was a death amongst the crew. Very sad moment for everyone, as it appears that Slippery Syl, a loyal and trusted member of the crew, died of what appears to be natural causes. At least, that's what everybody seems to think. But upon her demise and her subsequent toss overboard, it appears that Slippery Syl doesn't want to leave the crew alone, as her dagger reemerged, and it seems it focused on Antoinette, and perhaps maybe not just Antoinette, but the crew and the ship itself maybe is suffering from a curse. I don't know. We'll find out. But so when we ended last time, everyone had tripped off to bed down in the lower decks of the ship. Hammocks were put up, and everyone, mostly dozed off, though there was a few sets of eyes looking over hammocks in Antoinette's direction as the evening slowly faded to a close. One in particular, the young Jap Scrimshaw, seems very put off by this whole curse experience. His young face much more pale than usual. He seems very, very disturbed by the idea that there could be a curse on board the ship. But you all awaken the next morning to the sound of the ship's bell from up above on deck, as another day starts. As you rise, you also can hear the sound of the wind and the rain, even down here in the ship. And you notice there's definitely more of a kick to the waves moving the ship back and forth. It seems that you have hit a little bit rougher waters this morning, and a storm had come in the day before and started to drop some rain and other weather down on you. So you all wake up. The rest of the crew stows their hammocks, and everyone is quickly making for the main deck. What is everyone doing?
I'm also
Quickly making my way towards the main deck.
Yep.
I'll head that way.
All
I
right.
am trying not to get any attention on me, and I'm just one of the crew, wandering along. Ya-da-da-da-da.
Jack Scrimshaw is a little slower, kind of binding up his hammock. He tosses it off to the side, and he sees Antoinette casually moving toward the stairs, and kind of does a second look and bolts, pushing past Bart and Holt, and clambering up the stairs quickly to get up and out of the lower decks. As he runs.
All right. There's no need to shove.
Excuse, sorry. He a little like pocket knife kind of clatters from his pocket and back down the steps, but he doesn't notice. He just keeps kind of running up and disappears up and out the
Okay.
door onto deck.
I would like to pick up that pocket knife.
Yeah, if we notice, then
Yep, you
whichever
all-
one is fastest.
All right,
Yeah.
whoever wants to grab it can
I
just
would
scoop
like
it
to
up.
grab it, please. I want to take all the knives.
So Antoinette scoops up, and it's just a simple pocket knife. You actually recognize it. You've seen Jack on his downtime use this to whittle away at various bone and things like that to kind of carve artwork into it.
Now, remind me, Jack is a positive character, someone we'd like, right?
He hasn't really been like thorn in your sides at all. He's kind of this just barely adult young kid who kind of keeps to himself and seems like he's a bit on the shy side. You haven't noticed him spend any time with like Master Scourge and any of the ones that don't like you,
Good.
but he kind of just does his own thing.
I want to tuck the knife in like my trousers, boots, where I keep all my other knives clearly, and just carry on towards the deck.
All right, so you all make your way up and onto the deck, and you find as you get to the upper level and the door opens, someone is like holding it, and the wind is like whipping against the door a little bit, and so they're holding it open as people come out so it doesn't blow back and smash anybody in the face. And
Who's holding it open?
so you see that it is being held open by the small halfling Rosie. She's kind of got one foot like holding it, and she's just sort of like ushering people through, keeping it open.
Why don't you let me do that, Rosie?
Huh?
And I'll take off.
She shrugs her shoulders, kind of covers her head a little bit, and walks out into the rain. As immediately you're kind of getting doused. It's pretty heavy downpour right now out here, and and you can see everyone has sort of gathered around as per usual in the morning, and Mr. Plug and Master Scourge immediately sort of move about to start assigning tasks in this weather. The captain doesn't even give any kind of talk this morning, as he's up like close to the ship's wheel, kind of in quiet conversation with the dwarf at the wheel. You can only barely hear the crazy parrot that sits up on the dead body in the cage, and the bones are still in there and the parrot's still up there, and it's just sort of squawking, and it's like, I'm soaked, and it just keeps squawking away.
Only
So
we had a druid.
at this point, I need you all to roll your d6s for your daily tasks.
That is?
So, Jeanette, before we do that,
Yes, sir.
as we come up on the deck and form up, I'm going to find Jack Scrimshaw in the crowd.
Oh,
And-
all right.
And I am going to cast Message.
Oh, no.
And
no.
in his head, he is going to hear the closest proximity to Slippery Syl's voice that I can get.
Oh my
It
god.
says, I am haunting this ship because the captain killed me.
All right, so do me a favor, and you can decide. You can either roll me a performance or a deception check along with this, so that you get the voice just right. And he said, "That's pretty good." Yeah.
Oh my god.
So as
Oh my god.
wow, poor Jack Scrimshaw. All right, so
I'm
As
trying to get him to our side. Come on now.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
so Jack was sort of just starting to walk over. He had been kind of sitting on a crate toward the back of the group, and as he's like just starting to walk over, you all like are kind of collecting in your various groups. The swabs are over here, the riggers are off to one side. Bart, you're just sort of turning to kind of head back downstairs, and you see Jack, like his face kind of goes and he dives into the like behind the crate where he was sitting and leaps in back there, and you see him just like hunker down in like this bound up bit of rope, and he disappears from sight as fast as he can. Like, you don't even hear him make a sound, you just see him just disappear, and he's gone.
Poor kid.
Wow. Okay. What's the mood like on board on this deck this morning?
Roll me just an insight check, just to kind of get a feel for how things are here.
All right. Sure. Insight. 11.
So the mood seems a bit kind of on the like demure side, but you're not sure if it's, you couldn't guess if it's to do with the idea that the ship has a curse on it, or if it's that this weather just really is dampening everybody's spirits, because up till now you've had really great weather every single day you've been out to sea.
All right.
Yeah.
So Jack does not immediately resurface. He is staying huddled inside his collection of crates and rope. But meanwhile...
D6s?
Yes, the D6s.
Right. Got it.
What shall our tasking be today? Alright, so Bartholomew...
Yes.
Yes. So, on this wonderful rainy day, as you turn to go back downstairs, just before you can open the door to go below deck, it kind of swings open in your face, suddenly. And standing, just filling that space, is Fish Guts.
No.
And he looks at you, and he smiles, and he says, "Great day for turtle hunting."
Is it? Look at the rain.
Yep.
All right.
You'll be fine.
I'll take your word for
it. He holds out a harpoon, a couple of hooks, and a net, and just sort of shoves them at you, and just smiles ear to ear.
I'll get your turtle, sir.
Good luck. And he sort of turns and swaggers back in. You see him stumble a little bit, like he's been drinking already this morning.
Oh, God. That explains a lot.
Meanwhile, let's see. Holt.
That's
So,
me.
Mr. Plug walks over to you, and he says, "The weather's getting worse. I think a storm is coming in even harder over the next day or two. I'm putting you on the lines. You're in charge of maintaining the sails, hoisting and lowering them as necessary, to make sure nothing is damaged in this heavy wind that might be picking up."
Oh, that sounds like an important task. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And he turns to walk away from you to give the next person in line for the riggers their assignment. He points at Conchabar and he says, "You're with him," and sends him to help you. And Conchabar sort of like, with his soggy floppy hat, flicks it over to do a bow, dousing the already soaking wet Mr. Plug as he does a low bow, "Yes, sir," and puts it back on, and strolls confidently over to you, Holt. "Good morning, my friend."
Hello, Conchabar. Are you ready for this?
Well, as long as I don't get blown off the boat, I'm not quite as sturdy as some of you.
No, you want to, like, tie a rope between us or something?
Oh, no. No worries. If I get blown off the boat, I guess it was Bismar's blessing that sends me there. I'll be on to my next adventure, won't I?
Yeah, but I would quite like you to stay on the boat, so Bismar's going to have to wait your turn.
Well, here's the thing, if you want me to stay and I start to go flying, you'll have to catch me, my friend.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Haha! And that's a challenge. Let's see how today goes.
Mm.
And then we have Antoinette. So Master Scourge walks amongst the swabs, and he looks around, and he looks at both Miri and Antoinette, and he says, "We're short one swab with the death that occurred. So someone's gonna need to catch up on her work too. Which one of you two wants to do it?" And he looks between Antoinette and Miri.
What was her work?
Well, we'll find out when I get whoever volunteers, won't we?
Why not? Go on then. This will be fine.
Alright, so Kat, you get to roll me another d6. Because you get 2 tasks today.
Yay! I can slack at 2 tasks at the same time. I mean, what? What? I didn't say that out loud. 6.
Alright, so he looks at Miri first and he says, "Alright, you. This is a perfect time for this job because, well, all this water and all this shaking will shake them all loose. You're gonna go down below decks and you're gonna catch all the rats and other vermin that have gotten onto the ship since our last stop in port. And it's your job to kill them. And if you kill enough of them, I'll let you know if you did a good day's work."
Is that going to be your dinner for tonight, too?
Maybe it's yours.
Uh,
And then he looks at Antoinette and he says, "First job, and I guess this weather will help you, you're swabbing the decks. The blocks of sandstone are over there, the mops are over in the cupboard back there. But on top of that, you're gonna have to repair anything that you find that's broken. Find a sail that's splitting, sew it. Find any construction that needs to be fixed. If you can't do it yourself, look to the ship's carpenter. He'll show you what to do."
Where do I find him?
He points up to the rear of the boat, up on the deck, and sitting in the back is the ship's surgeon. And he just points at him and he says, right up there.
Alright.
Have you met the Stitchman?"
I have not, no.
Well, hope you don't have to introduce yourself. He doesn't like to be interrupted.
What does he do?
He's the ship's doctor and the ship's carpenter, of course.
Interesting.
He's good at fixing things.
or at least
I
cutting
mean-
them.
Those are kind of jobs where you have to be good at fixing things, so... Alright.
Scourge turns and sort of strolls away. You hear a muffled from the sweat box that's nearby. And remember that Martin's is still inside the sweat box.
Aww.
And perhaps it's a little bit wet in there. You do see Cutthroat kind of wander over and sort of like jury rig something to keep the rain from pouring onto and into the sweat box. She just sits on it and taps on the lid.
Yeah, no water for you.
So you all have your tasks today. So who would like to go first with their task for the day?
I will, because I'm easy.
Alright, go for it.
Right?
You go
Because I'm
first.
just going to do the job and that's it.
You're gonna work
That's
diligently.
the whole thing.
All right, so good old Holt. So you,
This sounds like a difficult job, so...
it's a pretty solid job. So throughout the course of the day, so you and Conjabar work, and at various times during the day, Mr. Plug or Master Scourge will yell for you to raise the sail, or if the wind really starts to pick up and start whipping around, they'll yell for you to lower. So I need you to roll me a dexterity check for this.
Okie doke.
Excellent.
Well, that'll work.
So even in all this rain and all this wind, all of you that are on deck, watch Holt just very capably run about and handle helping with doing this task. Let's see
It's
how,
all Conchabar, I swear.
Well, let's see how Conchabar does, because that's a really good question. Let's see if you have to try to catch
Uh-oh.
him.
If he gets a nat one.
Yeah, because I mean that's a possibility. So here we go. Oh my.
Eh,
God, that's
So,
why?
So Conchabar really wasn't like he struggled a lot. He does not fly off the ship, but throughout the day he is seriously having a hard time kind of keeping up in the wind. Like every once in a while you look back and he's holding on to something and his feet are kind of flopping in the air as he's almost being blown away. And he tries to smile at you and like hold on with one hand and like nod his hat and then grab back on. And then the wind lets down and he kind of puts himself back. At one point, you do see him very casually, like, tie a little bit of rope around an ankle when he's doing some stuff and, like, tie it to, like, the rigging where he is. But he's very nonchalant about it. I also need you to roll me a constitution check, please. As this is very hard work today.
I think that's decent.
Okay. So, though you are physically kind of tired at the end of the day, you are not completely run down from the experience of doing this. And Conchabar,
Oh God.
he for all the effort he has to put in, he does come through it very solidly by the end of the long day. And as you are finishing up, he's like, well, I see I get to be a member of this crew another day. I'm not going for a swim. That's excellent.
Yeah, it's good. I was a little worried when you were dangling off the bit with your feet in the air.
Oh, well, I was mostly trying to show off. Did you see Rosie was looking?
She was, yeah. I think she was worried as well.
Oh, was she? Oh, well. He kind of pulls at his little mustache up. That's what I was going
And
for.
I think it's like a minor miracle that you managed to keep your hat in all that wind.
Well, can I tell you a secret?
Is there some string? There's
Oh.
string, isn't it?
Yes, I did in fact, once I realized how windy it was, I did in fact tie on the hat. I mean, it makes the entire ensemble. Without the hat, it wouldn't work.
That's so smart.
Yes.
It's very smart. Well done, sir.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I meant to ask you, so are we flush for our next trip to port to go and get beverages?
I think so. Oh, wait, the betting money. Right.
Did you ever collect...
It hasn't really seemed like the time to ask that nasty man. Maybe after this, we've done a good job. He's got to be pleased now, right?
Well, yeah, and a man should pay his debts, my friend. I mean...
He does, yeah.
You did win.
I'm going to go right now.
Ah, excellent. Well, good luck to you, and if you should not be on the ship after, well, it was good to work with you too.
Well, I hope he doesn't throw me overboard. That would be a bit nasty.
Honestly, I think you're fine for now. We lost that Syl woman the other day, and well, I don't think that they can do without you right now, my friend.
Yeah, that was really something, her being scared to death.
Yes, especially because the things that I heard and the stories about her, I thought that mostly someone would be scared to death from the memory of that one, but well.
Yeah.
You
never know, right?
Oh,
Maybe she was all like aggressive because she was like had a lot of fear in her heart.
It's possible, though. It seems though even in death we're not going to be rid of her, from what I'm hearing.
That's probably just nonsense.
Poppycock, yes. Well, that's good at least. But I mean, if it is a curse, I don't worry too much about that. I never did anything to harm her in life, so in death, though she didn't like you very much.
Yeah, I asked her to be my friend, and then she told me she was going to kill me. So yeah.
Yes, once or twice I did sort of catch a sight from up here in the rigging of her sort of eyeing you from when you weren't looking. This crazy look on her face. I was a little concerned once or twice, let me tell you.
Yeah, me too. Well, I had like mapped out where her bunk was, so there would be like some people in between us, so she wouldn't stab me in my sleep.
Probably a good idea. Though she probably would have smothered you so it would be quieter.
She liked her daggers. I don't know.
Smother you unconscious and drag you away, then stab you. That might have worked.
Yeah.
Nah,
I hope
well,
her friends aren't like upset with me. Now, I didn't kill her. She just died.
No, you were
No
you were
reason.
with me at the moment when she stood
Yeah.
up and screamed. So I think you should
I
be
was
fine.
nowhere nearby.
Well, if they give you trouble, I'll just draw my blade, and he kind of draws it dramatically and flourishes it, and I'll stand at your defense, my friend.
Oh, that's real kind of you.
Ah,
Right back at you. Huh? Anyone comes for you, I'm gonna have to go through me.
outstanding. Ah, well, I'm going to climb up to the crow's nest for a little bit of wind up there, and
I love the crow's nest. That's such a cool place to be, seeing everything.
well, honestly, if you haven't noticed, it's the one place that I never see Master Scourge or Mr. Plug.
That's some quiet time. It's a great place. You enjoy. You've earned it. You worked hard today.
Take it easy, my friend. And he scurries up the rigging.
I head over to Mr. Plug.
All right, so as you walk off to Mr. Plug, we'll come back around to you. So, who else wants to do something during the day?
I'll go hunting.
You're gonna go hunting some turtles?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right, so Bart, you have been handed a harpoon, some hooks, and a net, and the ship is crashing about in this ever increasing rain and wind.
What could go wrong?
Mm.
Yeah, what I gotta roll for you here?
All right, so to hunt some turtles, I need you to roll me a survival check, please.
That's what I figured. Okay.
So Bart takes his hook and his harpoon and his net, and even in this weather, you are helped. They lower down one of the smaller boats
Oh, thank
that's on
God.
deck,
Okay.
and they lower it into the water, and sort of keep it tied off to the main ship, kind of letting you out a little ways. But it is very rough and rocky and very dangerous.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Yep. That seems that sounds right.
All right, so you try very hard to catch and hunt for these leatherback sea turtles, but the horrible weather and just the roughness of the sea really makes it hard. You you manage by the end of the day to have sort of caught only like 2 of them in total. And by your assessment, you definitely know that like this is not enough for like a full crew food, like feeding here. But I mean, it's starting to get on toward the end, and well, you could stay
Yeah,
out,
I'll
but it's
have to
getting
do better.
dark. So when you are finished, Crimson will pull the ropes and draw you back toward the ship and help you raise the boat back up onto the deck.
Shucks.
And Master Scourge kind of walks over and looks at your collection and shakes his head and says, "That's abysmal.
Sea's not the best, sir.
That's an abysmal take. You're working in the bilges tomorrow."
All right. Whatever.
"Why did I ever decide to make you cook's mate?" And he just sort of clips away across the deck. Clip, 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 clip.
I think I've done a fine job. I'm just saying.
Crimson looks
Be
at the
happy I
two
got 8 turtles.
Crimson looks at the 2 turtles and looks at you. Shrugs his shoulders. "At least you didn't get eaten by a shark." No?
That is, well, I don't think a shark would eat me. Shark's pretty cool with me, honestly. Most of the time.
He raises an eyebrow, gives you another look up and down. I see it. Walks away. All right, so Bart, you unsuccessfully hunted turtles. You only caught a couple. When you bring them downstairs, Fish Guts is like, "Where's the rest?"
Is all I could get, sir. All I could get.
Oh,
He's a rough out there.
well. Oh, yeah, you know, now that I think about it, it was probably not the best day to put you out in the little boat and try to get turtles.
Maybe
Oh.
not, sir.
Probably should have judged you that yesterday. Maybe tomorrow.
Yesterday, didn't we just sit around and talk?
Yes, you did.
God damn it.
And he sits in the corner and he's like, "Well, you're gonna have to clean them up then. There's not
Alright.
too much." So Bart, you are left to clean these 2 turtles that you brought in, and he just sort of sits in the corner drinking from his tankard. So meanwhile on deck, we have Miri and Antoinette working Who wants to do their tasks?
I would like to. So, what does Jack Scrimshaw do during the day?
Jack didn't pop back out from behind the crate.
Oh,
What has he been doing in the past days?
So Jack has been sort of doing some of the similar tasks that you and Miri do. He's one of the swabs. So he's, helped with repairing ropes or with tidying up. He was in the bilges, remember? He's the one that ran upstairs from the bilges the first couple days and complained that something bit him. And that was what precipitated you all going down to clear the bilges of the rats.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to be doing the deck ride.
Yes.
So, I would like to grab whatever implements I need.
Mm-hmm.
And walk straight over to the crate where we last saw him behind. Is he there?
Make a perception check.
All right. Oh boy.
Let's see if you see him. You do not see a Jack Scrimshaw hiding amongst these crates. Though you haven't seen him come out from behind these crates.
I sort of say, Jack, are you here? I've got your knife. And I sort of half-heartedly pretend to, clean the deck.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That's better.
You hear a very muffled voice in all the wind and the rain. And you're not even sure, where it's coming from in this heap of things. But it's like, well, you have my knife?
I have, yes. And I pull out the knife from where I've got it and I say, where are you? I don't see you.
You see this one, coil of rope just move. And he just sort of is, tucked in the middle of it. It just sort of rises up. And the top of the rope is still on his head. And he's, just looks at you.
You have got to show me how you did that. That is really impressive. And I hand him the knife. It's a really cool knife.
He reaches out and his little, his hand kind of shakes as he, takes it really quickly. And he's like, thank you very much. And he puts it kind of back inside his pocket.
That's okay. You seemed a little scared this morning. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Yeah, yep, I'm fine. Just,
Excellent. It's good. It's good that you are fine. This is definitely a good thing. There are a lot of strange things happening on the boat, and I don't know if you noticed, but there's weird ghosts about. It's really strange.
He starts to disappear back down when you say ghosts.
All right, Jack. Just
What?
keep your eyes open. I think there's something bigger going on around here. I think. Come closer. I sort of bend down towards myself. Come closer.
He first leans away, and then there's not very far for him to go leaning away, so he will kind of move closer.
I think the captain is doing something.
What's the captain
I
doing?
don't know, but have you noticed that bad things always seem to happen when the captain's around, or just before the captain comes in? I'm just saying. You're really clever, aren't you, Jack?
Nope.
Yeah, I know you're really clever. I mean, look what you're doing with this rope situation here. Keep your eyes open. It's clever people like you that, will one day be able to, get past this.
Sure.
Look, if you notice anything weird, come and tell me and I will help you. We're in this together, right? I sort of awkwardly put my hand up for a high five.
He's like, have you heard any voices?
Have I heard any voices? I heard the voice yesterday when on the deck when the dagger happened.
What did it say?
Okay, what did it say? I can't remember.
Just about the curse of the Slippery Syl, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was about the curse of the Slippery Syl
Uh-huh.
and how it all cursed.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but have you heard it, like, anything since then? Like, I mean, something maybe nobody else heard?
What did you hear? Tell me,
I mean,
Jack.
I'm not saying I heard anything. I'm just asking if you heard anything.
I mean, I've heard voices in the past. I haven't quite heard any this morning, but I mean, last night was so busy. What did you hear?
He leans in and he says real quiet, he whispers, I think she's gonna kill me.
That was fake outrage.
Do you want to roll a deception to see how good you can fake outrage?
Yes, absolutely. Not very well at all.
He looks a little put off by your very, very, like, not surprised.
Wow. Why do you think that?
Because she told me this morning she was here on the boat, and if they talk to you, that means you're next.
Okay, look, Jack, I think if we only stick together, everything will be fine.
Okay.
High five, Jack.
Make another persuasion check.
Persuasion.
11. He, like, very, just like 2 fingertips, like, taps your hand, and then the ropes descend on top of his head again, and he's out of sight.
That is so cool. Would I be able to know how exactly he does that? Is he literally just climbing inside?
It does, just roll me an investigation check real quick, just to see if you can understand what he did with this.
12.
Alright, yeah, it looks like he just managed to get himself inside the coil of rope, and then got the coil to kind of cover him. So he's sort of, it's almost like sitting in a little basket of rope. And where his head is what's holding up the center part of the ropes. So when he rose his head up, it rose up with his head, and when he goes back down. So he's literally, like, just tucked inside the center of this coil of ropes, hiding in it.
Alright, that's pretty cool. Is there another rope around?
There's definitely quite a few coils of rope back here.
Can I try it with another rope to see if I can also manage to do this?
Yeah, you can roll me a stealth check.
Absolutely. A 9.
So you attempt this, and Miri, as you are moving about on deck working, you see Antoinette trying to sort of jury-rig herself inside the center of a coil of rope, and she's just got, like, the rope kind of up and back and forth across her shoulders, and is, like, sitting in it like a duck in a nest or something.
Alright. Hey, Jack. Jack, are you there?
Yeah?
How do you do the rope thing? Can you show me? I can't seem to get it right. I show him the pathetic effect of what I've done.
You see just, like, 2, like, sections of the coil just open enough for him to peek out. And he's like, you gotta wrap it around, like, circular around and around and around as you're inside, and, like...
So do I have to turn around?
I mean, that might work.
Okay, so I do, like, turn around myself, like, 10 times.
You actually hear him just a little snicker. That didn't look like it worked very well.
Oh, can you come out and show me?
No, I don't want to come out because I didn't get a task today now, and now I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm just going to stay here and hope they don't notice I'm not doing anything.
Okay, I'm not going to tell them that they will probably notice, but that's fine. Alright, I uncoil myself. And when you carry on doing things, I'm gonna do a half-hearted job. I also want to meet the doctor. So he said to go to the doctor if I needed, to the stitch man or whatever, if I needed, if the boat needed any repairs, right?
True.
Have I identified any repairs the boat needs?
Make a perception check.
All right. 15.
All right, so looking around, you do notice in a couple places, it looks like some of the lashings for the rigging, in all the wind and stuff, and the ropes pulling on them really hard. It looks like in a couple spots, it's maybe coming loose. Like if the weather gets worse, that this could tear loose and cause some trouble.
All right. I want to march over to where the Stitch Doctor is and say, "Hey, are you the doc?"
So you march to the rear of the ship and sort of step up a few steps, and see him sitting on the deck, and he sort of turns his head and looks at you, and he says, "Who are you?"
I'm Antoinette. Look, I think we've got a huge problem. Do you want to come look at this?
Is somebody bleeding to death?
No, but I think the ship is damaged and it'll only get worse with the wind.
He stands up and he sort of walks very slowly toward you. You see him stop and sort of reach down, and he kind of lifts up like a kind of long wooden toolbox with some tools and things in it. And he just nudges his head and he's like, "Show me."
Alright, so what was he doing when I was just interrupting him?
He was just sitting, kind of looking out to sea into the water. He wasn't really doing anything of use at the moment.
Oh, busy day. I walk ahead, kind of casually, because I want to chat to him. I say, "Oh, it's this way." So when you're not fixing the ship, what do you do around here?
Well, if I need to, I help with various tasks on board. Otherwise, I maybe study new medicine techniques. I figured out an interesting way to rig somebody's peg leg up a couple months ago. Working on figuring out a way to rig up like a fake eye when someone loses an eye, so maybe they don't have to wear eye patches.
That's useful. There's definitely quite a lot of eye patches around this crew.
Yeah.
So that'd be good.
The last one, somebody got splinters and it wasn't good, so I've got to rethink this.
Yeah, I don't want splinters in your eyes, do you?
Oh, I mean, I'm good at working with, wood, so I thought maybe, but...
I see where he's coming from. Alright. Well, luckily just today we have a special on wood here. I show him the broken whatever it is.
So he takes a quick look, and he's like, yeah, that looks like it could break loose if you got too much more of a pressure on it here. Mm-hmm. Why don't I show you how to fix it?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And so he will hand you a hammer and some nails, and he kind of points out where you should sort of repair this. And I need you to make me a dexterity check to try and repair this properly.
Oh boy, I am not the most dexterous. I am 8.
So you try to listen to his instructions, but with the movement of the boat and the wind and the rain whipping into your face and your hair kind of getting all squished,
his long glorious hair.
He eventually has to kind of take it away from you and sort of show you himself, like, "No, you do this," and he quickly kind of takes apart what you've done and kind of repairs it. And he's very, very like agile with like his hands and stuff, and even in the wind and the rain, he's very accomplished.
Wow, that's very, very impressive.
Thank you.
Sorry, I wasn't able to help more.
Yes,
I'm so rattled from everything that's been going on last night.
What happened last night?
Well, Slippery Syl appeared on deck. Well, her ghost did.
Maybe you had too much rum.
Half the ship saw it. Do you believe in superstitions?
No, I don't.
Where were you last night, Doc?
I was on the ship. Where were you last night?
On the deck. I point it over where I was actually at.
He looks where you point, he looks back at you, and he squints at you and he goes, "Are you sure you were there?"
Are you yes.
He actually does that thing where he sort of puts the back of his hand to your forehead and he goes, "You may have gotten too much sun the last few days. Maybe this darker, stormy weather is more healthy for you right now."
I do love a good storm. Do you think the storm's coming soon? Like today?
I'm not very good with weather. I mean, it's raining, so definitely it's a storm right now. I don't know how long this will last. Could be a day. Maybe we're going to sail into a hurricane and we're all going to die.
Is that what you want?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to sail into a hurricane and die?
No.
Would any sane person on the ship want to sail into a hurricane and die?
Ah, but you assume that we're all sane.
No,
Are you sane?
you're seeing people on board the ship. I think that you may be a few screws loose, my friend.
Yeah, I wish I was the only one who'd seen her, but...
You know, there's this thing like mass hysteria. Like, if one person thinks they see something and then other people are subjected to the same kind of environmental influences.
That is very interesting. I've never heard of it before.
It's in a book I read.
Oh, interesting. So what do you do in the evenings? Do you normally go and play with wood?
No, that's what I usually do during the day.
Oh. What do you normally do in the evenings?
Generally, I meet with the captain and the other ship's officers.
Oh, that's why you weren't on the deck last night. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right, well, anyway, this is, thank you for showing me how to fix this. This will be helpful in the future.
Good. He picks up his tools and starts to stroll away. And also, I need you to just roll me a strength or constitution roll. You can decide for your job of cleaning the decks before.
Oh yeah, I didn't do a very good job. Apparently I did. There we are.
Yeah. You yourself didn't do a great job, but all of the water washing over the deck really has helped it look like you really tried.
I was going to use a little bit of extra shaped water, but I didn't need it really. There's enough water about.
It's true.
Cool. Yeah, and then I'm basically just going to do a half-hearted job for the rest of the day. Pretend I do stuff, you know. Push a mop around, but not actually do anything.
And we come to Miri, who has been assigned the task of trapping and getting rid of the vermin below decks. So, Miri.
Indeed. So before I head below deck, I'm going to look across the deck to see where the normal sycophants to Mr. Scourge and the captain are.
Well, you definitely see your dear friend, the dwarf Narwhal, at his post. He is behind the ship's wheel, and he was in conversation with the captain earlier, but the captain is now dealing with Mr. Plug. Slippery Syl is obviously dead, so she's not around. The others, you see the large half-orc, jaundiced Jape. He is busy sort of cleaning up ropes and things and piling them back up as the day goes on. And also, the woman there with the big ears, Aretta Benson, she is also helping him. And you notice Phipps, the heavy-bellied, shaved head human. He's, he looks like he's not really doing anything, but whenever somebody important looks, he sort of picks up something and moves something. So you're not really sure what he's up to. And the big sort of muscled fellow who you occasionally see with them, but you haven't really had anything to do with, you've heard his name is Mahim. He's up in the rigging, sort of, he's been up in the crow's nest most of the day, and he's sort of kind of up there and out of sight most of the day today.
All right, so as I walk down the stairs to go and hunt these rats, I'm going to do shape water, and I'm going to create an ice patch underneath the half-orc.
Oh, poor Jaundice. All right, so Jaundice, who is carrying like 3 wrapped sets of heavy ropes, steps on this ice patch beneath his feet. Let's see how he does with this. Do-do-do-do. You watch as he sort of loses his footing, and he gets all tangled up as he and the rope sort of slide across the deck, kind of like slip and slide style, and he gets all wrapped up inside these ropes. And right behind him, with her large ears, let's see. You see her sort of stumble and slide into Jaundice, and the two of them sort of get wrapped up on the deck in these ropes as you're walking away.
And as I see that, I will then dismiss the spell, so it looks like there's just water and they were just foolish.
So yeah, as they're picking themselves up, you see Jaundice, as you kind of are disappearing to go downstairs, you see him like put his hands down on the deck and like run his hands on the deck and look back at her and like throw his hands up like. And you hear over the wind, you hear, I don't know! Watch where you're going!
Oh. And so I will head downstairs, and I will go to the kitchen, and I will ask the cook, do you have any spare or moldy bread that I could utilize to help catch rats?
He looks at you, glassy-eyed, even though it's first thing, and he's like, moldy bread. Rats. Make a persuasion check. He sort of gets up and kind of stumbles over to a pile of bags, kind of in the corner, burlap sacks, and he kind of picks up a couple, and he goes to like the lowest one in the pile, and he pulls out a couple of really crusty looking loaves of bread, and he kind of tosses you 2 crusty loaves.
Cool.
That'll
So
work.
I'll thank you. I appreciate it. So I will go and I will do. I'll investigate the edges of the storage areas and the rooms and stuff to see, the telltale holes that rats and mice would leave. And when I find them, I will put like pieces of bread, and then I will make them all leading towards an area in the center of the hold where I will put my hammock down, and I will have it set up so that there's a rope that goes over top and would pull all 4 of them up, all 4 corners of the hammock up at the same time.
Nice. All right. So, and are you working hard at this today? Like you're diligently trying to catch these rats?
I need to make sure that we've gotten enough meat for the captain and the officers. Because I'm hoping that Bart is going to catch enough turtles, but just in case, I want to make sure.
Nice. So I need you, and you can decide. Do you want to roll a stealth, survival, or dexterity check to handle the catching and killing of these vermin?
Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll just do that. Yeah, not too bad.
All right. So, because you really focus on doing this and are really like intent on actually catching the rats, it's very important to you today. Like this task you can do. It takes most of the day to really draw them out. And you actually catch at first more like of beetles and some roaches and things like that. But eventually you do set off your trap as you gain the trust of these rats as you kind of wait them out, and a handful start to sort of come out and kind of congregate on your hammock before you spring your hammock trap, and you manage to catch in the hammock about 8 of these, not as big as the rats you dealt with in the bilges, but decent sized rats, and they're squealing inside your hammock trap as you have caught them.
Oh, jeez. I need to put them out of their misery. Well, I'm just going to cast sleep on the rats.
Aww.
I was half expecting another shape water there.
No. Well, shape water you can't do with creatures inside. I could do it underneath their feet, but not with creatures inside. So
Let's roll some dice to see how many of the rats fall asleep.
yeah.
Oh man, all of the rats are just fall asleep. You hear the little squeak, squeak, squeaks, and then it goes quiet inside.
Okay. And then I will take them to our cook, and I'll dump them out. I'll put them into another container, and I'll take them to the cook and say, "Here's some extra meat for dinner for the officers."
Fishguts looks at the rats and he's like, "Are they dead?"
That's up to you.
Ugh.
They're asleep.
Where's that ship's? Oh yeah, that's right. I sent him out on the little boat to get turtles today. It's a good day to get turtles, right? No.
I don't know.
I think I was supposed to have him do that yesterday. I got distracted.
Yeah. Can I be distracted?
Ooh, I mean, I don't care. Cutthroat, you could distract Cutthroat. She's real upset that Martin's been in trouble for, and he's not...
I was thinking more of a sip of your whiskey.
Oh.
Or your rum.
Yeah. He takes out a cup and pours some rum into it and slides it across to you.
Cool, thank you. And I will drink it up.
Not the best. I think we need to hit another port and get some more rations, because I don't want to dip into the crew's ration of rum but I will if I have to.
Are you running a little short?
No, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty, but
Okay.
it just depends on if I'm really thirsty. And I'm thirsty today.
Oh, okay. I'm thirsty today, too.
Huh. He pours you a second cup.
I'll drink it.
All right, so everyone's day goes on pretty successfully, and the ship's bell sounds again at the end of the workday. The rain and the wind have not let up. They're actually, it's kind of getting a little bit worse as the day's gone on.
Excellent.
But you are all relieved of your tasks for the day. And the crew sort of breaks up to eat dinner and prepare for their evening activities.
I would like to go and grab dinner.
All right.
Still on my way to Mr. Plug.
Oh, that's right. And Holt,
yeah.
so as the bell rang at the end of the day, so as everyone's grabbing dinner, Holt is walking across the deck to see Mr. Plug, who has taken his serving from Fishguts and is sort of strolling back across the deck.
Excuse me, Mr. Plug.
He sort of slows and looks over his shoulder.
Don't mean to interrupt your dinner, sir. Just wanted to remind you that we had a little wager on that fight the other day. I think you owe me 100 gold.
It wasn't much. I have to say I was really disappointed in Owlbear's showing the other day.
Yeah, it was surprising, wasn't it?
He's usually much more involved, especially after he's been sort of tied up for a while. He usually wants to stretch his legs a little more. I'm feeling a little... Maybe he wasn't feeling that well.
It could be, yeah. He's a big guy. I expected a much more difficult little fight. I know he likes me and everything, but...
He likes you?
Well, most people like me, sir. I'm a likable fellow.
He raises an eyebrow. Well...
Well, maybe we can do this whole bet thing another time.
So you don't want the 100 gold?
No, I do want 100 gold, but, I'll give you a chance to win it back. We'll do this again.
Like a double or nothing?
Yeah, maybe. If Owlbear's up to it. And we're all alive still. For now, though, I would like 100 gold.
Oh. Kind of looking at you. Make a persuasion roll.
Oh, motherfucker.
So, I'm up on deck and I'm hearing this, right?
Yes, you do hear this, because it's not trying to be quiet. It's in an
So I am going to I'm going to use message. And again, I'm going to use the voice of Slippery Syl, and say, and try to convince him. And I'm going to say in Slippery Syl's voice, you best pay the man if you don't want the curse of Slippery Syl.
Make a deception check.
Oh, you're gonna die. I'm gonna die. Everybody's gonna get killed.
Let's see. So
trying.
Holt, you see his like Mr. Plug kind of looks up and around.
You all right, sir?
You see his eyes sort of dart about.
I also
The deck.
look around.
He looks behind him. He looks up into the rigging over his head.
Is this not a good time?
He looks at you and he gives you like a long kind of like just dead stare.
I'm gonna check if there's like a spot on my shirt. Oh,
He reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a coin purse and he kind of bounces it in his hand a little bit and then jingles it at his ear. And he just looks at you and as he just tosses it quietly in your direction.
all right.
Still looking like not at you now, but looking around again, past your shoulder.
I'll try to catch it, and then I'm like, "Are you worried someone's gonna steal it?"
No. He just turns on his heels and he like marches back across the deck toward where Master Scourge is standing, and you see him immediately like lean in, and they start kind of like real close, heads together, like whispering back and forth to each other at the back on the like stairs leading up to the upper deck. But you have a pouch full of gold.
Dang.
It seems about 100 gold pieces worth. It's pretty solid, hefty little pouch.
I start to distribute it among the crew.
Oh.
There has to be like how many people are on this boat?
All right, so on deck there are
Making friends.
Got to make sure you pass it out to the right people.
Well,
No, I'm gonna pass it out equally. Everyone, even the ones that hate me,
so
because this will make them hate me even more.
it's true.
so with all of you there are 20 regular crew members, not counting ship's officers.
Perfect.
You're not
So-
giving it to the officers, are you?
No, God no.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, you
No,
know,
but-
you have been, kind of kissing up to them a little bit there, Holt.
Sure, but
Especially the
let's
Mr.
not
Scourge.
go that far. So I'll give them each the 20 you said. So I'll give each of them 2 gold. So that's 40. I'll have 60 left. Like, does this include them?
That would include your friends, the 20
Yeah.
crew members.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll keep the rest.
And it doesn't include Martin's only because Martin's is in the box, so you can't really give it to
I
Martin's.
I will have forgotten about him.
Aw.
But like, just the officers aren't getting counted, right? But everyone
Yes.
else is. Fish Guts is, and the
Oh no, because
quartermaster.
Fish Guts, I did not count Fish Guts and Cutthroat because they're technically like part of the officers in a sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
In a
I
way.
want everyone except like the captain, Mr. Plug,
And
and,
his-
Mrs. Scourge, because that's and the other one, the like the top 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Not them.
if you include Fish Guts and you include Cutthroat, then it's 22 people.
Okay.
All right, that'll work then.
So, like, people like Rosie and Crimson kind of look at you a little, like, surprised, but they thank you. They appreciate it. Like, that was kind. Sandaris kind of laughs a little bit, and she says, "You don't have to give me anything, Holt. Next time we're
No,
in,
I will.
but
Got to.
next time we're in port, you can donate it to a temple for a good cause."
You can do that yourself. Look, I'm either going to give it to you or someone's going to steal it off me.
That's fair, I suppose. All right, well, I'll donate it in your name, and no one will steal it from me because they'll be afraid Bismarck will send them to the bottom of the ocean.
Exactly. Everything's going to be fine.
Slippery Syl.
Conchabar is like, what? Oh, well, I thought that you were just going to buy me a drink next time we were out.
Oh, I've still got some left. I can do that as well.
Well, I mean, this is a very kind gesture. Oh, thank you very much, my friend.
Well, I figure this is right, you know. This is more money than I need. What am I going to buy with 100 gold aboard this ship?
Well, aboard the ship, you don't really much, but I mean, if you held on to it, there's plenty you can buy with 100 gold in port.
Yeah, we'll have to get there first. I expect we'll be pirating for quite a while before we get to port.
Yes, but, you know, the open ocean usually is very nice. I'm not sure when I'll be dry again, though, with this weather. Even my
it's
breeches...
a shame that hat's going to get right raining on.
Oh, yes, well, mostly I'm soaked down to my skin at this point, so what am I going to do? Can't really do anything about that.
The gold's certainly not going to help you get dry, is it?
No, and honestly, I mean, it's good not to carry too much, because if you go overboard, you're going to sink with it.
That is also true. See, you're a smart one, you are.
What is that boy doing climbing out of those ropes? As he points over... as Jack is climbing from behind the boxes at the back of the deck, and sort of quietly looks around and heads for the soup pot where Fishguts is holding up bowls.
All right, I'll walk over to him. Jack,
What?
I didn't see you. I got some gold for you. Here's one, and here's another one.
He like puts his hand out and like looks surprised. He's like, "What? I spent the whole day hiding under a rope and I got paid?
Yep.
I should do this more often."
No, you shouldn't. You should do your job, but I won't tell anyone.
Well, thank you for the gold.
Are you all right? Hiding behind the thing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. It's, you know...
You're not like wounded, upset stomach or something?
No. I mean, a little bit, you know, I mean, the boat's kind of left, right, back, forth, you know. But no, I'm good. Just, a long night. I just, was a little tired, but feeling better now.
You should get some food.
Yeah, maybe I'll volunteer to do, like, the night shift so that, like, you know, I don't get in trouble for not doing anything during the day.
Well, if the problem was that you weren't getting any sleep, then surely you should get some sleep and not, like, stay up all night.
Right. That's good advice. I'll think about that. And he kind of scurries away, pocketing his 2 gold pieces.
I clap him on the back as he gets to the pod.
As you move about, you get some very questionable looks from the group that's sitting around sort of near where Mr. Plug and Master Scourge are. And you see Phipps sort of looks up as you're coming over, and he has his dagger out and he's sort of carving at the top of the crate he's sitting on as you come by.
All right. Everyone doing all right?
It's a dark day here. We're mourning our friend.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you can drink something to her next pour. Right? Drink to her memory, and I'll start handing out the coins.
What's this for?
Well, I don't know if you know, but I had a little wager with Mr. Plug, and I won. And now I've got more money than I need. So I figured I'd share it with the crew. And you're part of the crew. So, here you go.
More money than you need.
What am I going to spend money on this boat?
You see, he almost looks like he wants to say more, and then Jaundice sort of reaches down over him and kind of takes all their gold.
There you go, big man.
And Phipps is like, I didn't say I don't want it, Jaundice. Give me my portion.
So as he does that, Jeanette, I'm going to cast Shape Water and turn the water underneath them red.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Jaundice is looking down at his hands, and He drops the gold on the deck and climbs up on the crate he was, like, kind of sitting against.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I pocket the gold, and then I'm like, what happened?
The whole group of them kind of moves away from it. And Phipps looks at you, Holt, and says, "What did you do?"
I didn't do nothing.
There was nothing here. Now there's some. What did you do? What? Jaundice,
You were looking right at me. I didn't do a thing. Besides, I can't do magic.
Take those cursed coins. This is a trick.
You think I'm gonna pick up those coins?
Take them away.
I don't know. You touched them. I think it's you.
They all look at Jaundice, who touched them, and they back away from Jaundice. And he looks down at them like...
So I'm gonna send message to one of the other ones, again in Slippery Syl's voice. Not Jaundice, but one of the other...
Alright.
I don't care which one. And saying, "You shouldn't take the Paladin's coins, or Slippery Syl will come and get you."
Roll a deception check for me. Alright, so...
Don't do it on her friends.
So you do this, and you see Aretta Banshin, the woman with the very large ears. Her eyes go wide for a minute, and then her eyes, like, she looks around on deck, and Miri, she sort of makes eye contact with you.
All
I'm
the
just gonna
magic
look at her and
sparkles and the casting in the air. I'm not doing anything.
So, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the weather condition like at the moment?
Heavy rain, good solid winds. There is some rumbling in the distance of thunder.
Alright. Do I remember... So, actually, a couple of questions. First of all, where is Jack's Grimshaw right now?
So Jack had
Aw.
extricated himself from his hiding place.
Yes, and he went to the soup bowl.
He went to the soup bowl.
And then he got money, and what happened after?
So he gets his soup, and he goes sort of up toward the front of the ship. He climbs the steps up to the front, and he's taken a seat with his back to the railing that overlooks the lower part of the deck. And he's kind of sitting, trying to, like, there's nowhere to avoid the heavy rain, but trying to just stay out of it as much as he can where he's at.
Mm-hmm. So the bit where he was hiding at earlier, where he climbed in and out of the road,
Mm-hmm.
is that a super hidden bit? Like, if I were to go just in between those boxes, would I be very hidden?
So it's right actually below kind of where he's sitting. It's in that area right between the door that goes down below decks. So it's not super hidden. Like, if someone's looking in the direction of those, they'll see you go there. But if you could get in there without someone noticing and you get ducked down inside, they probably wouldn't catch that you're in there unless they were looking.
Right. Where is the majority of where are the majority of the people on the ship at?
So currently, Holt and the Mr. Scourge's group of comrades are sort of toward the rear, like just sitting underneath where the ship's wheel is, by the doors to the captain's cabin. Everyone else is sort of spread out a little bit along either side of the ship.
All right. I would like to get some soup
Mm-hmm.
and sit down somewhere inconspicuously near a group of people, but not close enough that they would hear me cast any spells.
You could, if you wanted to, go sit on top of the crates where Jack was hiding. There's not really a lot of people kind of in that area, but they're close by there.
All right. Yeah, I'd, as I'm walking past and sort of say hi to people and, oh, what a weather we're having, and, oh, no, that storm is coming. You know, just casual, random, whatever.
You get
And,
a couple of looks. Most people are just eating their food, and Fish Guts is walking around handing out everybody's rum for the evening.
Sure. Where's the doc at?
He is currently not on deck that you can see. Perhaps he's gone into the captain's cabin for the evening.
So from where I am, do I have a clear view on to the central mast?
Oh, yes, definitely.
All right. Do I remember? This is my second question from earlier, but I've asked a million questions since. Do I remember the outfit that Slippery Syl was wearing when she died?
I mean, she mostly wore the same thing the entire time you've been on the ship, so I'd say that you were fairly familiar with it.
All right. All right, here we go.
Oh, gosh.
I would like to cast halfway up the mast. Just so I'm imagining the mast to have multiple cross masts where the sails are hanging off. On one of the bigger ones, I would like to just below there cast fog cloud.
Okay.
So I'm expecting the fog cloud to dissipate quite quickly based on the windy conditions you've said they are. Alright, so I cast fog cloud. Does anyone notice the fog cloud there?
Let's see. A few faces kind of look upward in a little bit of surprise at the sudden appearance of this very dense fog, kind of out of nowhere.
Alright. I would then, inside the fog cloud, which is now dissipating, so when it's almost gone, I would like to cast the image of Slippery Syl hanging off the mast.
All right.
Minor illusion. And I want to make it like very overtly Slippery Syl, as much as I can possibly remember what she looked like.
All right.
Stick figure.
Yeah. Do me a favor. You can pick which one. Either a stealth or a sleight of hand as you're casting. You're a little ways off from people. You're not right next to anybody, but let's see how
Hey, I'm a 1 at both. So
Yeah.
how about a sleight of hand?
Cool. That's pretty good.
17.
That is pretty good. So, a few upturned faces look up into the rigging. Let me see. And you hear a couple people like, and like sudden like loud, like, with like they're trying to not like make a panic, but like, oh my god, do you see? I see that, and
then for my third and final. Oh no, somebody noticed. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
Oh, for my third and final spell, I would like to shape water. Sorry, not sorry. The entirety around the bottom of the mast. And Miri has done it so well in the past. Turn everything red.
So, Jeanette, I'm going to add to this.
Oh, Lord.
Of course you are.
Also above.
So I was kind of sitting there on the deck, and I saw all of this happening. And as I saw the image of Slippery Syl appear, I'm going to cast light on myself.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to touch my clothes, make my clothes light up, and then I'm going to cast thunderclap.
That was the second one I was considering, but carry on.
All right, so you also can pick between either sleight of hand and or stealth if you don't want people to realize you're casting anything.
Good.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters. Oh, man.
Oh my god.
All right, so
This is not the
I didn't
time.
really care if anybody noticed that I was moving my hands and talking. It didn't really matter.
That's okay. All right, so you cast Thunderclap. What you definitely draw a ton of attention in your direction at this point.
So anybody that was in 5 feet of me has to make a Constitution saving throw. I'm
Oh.
kind of sitting in the middle of the deck.
Oh man. All right, let's see. Do. Well, Rosie did really good.
Good for you, Rosie.
And let's see. Oh, not good.
Not good.
All right.
Ow.
Does a 14 make it?
It does.
All right.
12.
So, this rat-faced halfling who hasn't really ever spoken to you all is the only one who fails this saving throw.
So he takes three thunder damage.
You hear him, ah! He sort of gets blasted back onto his rear end. And
Now,
he's...
and everybody within 100 feet hears a burst of thunder sound.
As that happens, on the deck above where you're sitting, Antoinette, you see Jack Scrimshaw, his hands on the railing, looking up into the mast, his mouth agape, and he just screams and turns and runs down the stairs and down below deck, like full run. Kind of slides as he comes off the steps from the upper deck and just goes through the door, just out of sight. You just hear it. He may have fallen down the stairs
Oh no!
to get down the deck.
Oh my God, poor guy. So I make the thing. So now
Okay.
everyone has seen it.
Yes.
I make it disappear.
Mr. Plug is just standing near the ship's wheel looking out at everyone. He looks up at it. He looks at Master Scourge. And he looks around. And he's like, I think everyone should go to sleep. His eyes just sort of play across the deck and he's looking around. Water's kind of dripping off his bald head. And it's just like this dark look on his face. And he looks back again at Master Scourge and just shakes his head.
They know shit's up.
I want to go below deck and I want to find Jack Scrimshaw.
Leave that poor man alone.
I feel sorry for him, alright?
Alright,
He tried to hide again. Oh, no.
you can, so you disappear down below deck to go find Jack Scrimshaw. Fishguts is, as people are starting, like, there were some people getting some dice out, like they were gonna go down below decks to play dice. You see him bag them back up, looking back at Mr. Plug, like, oh, maybe we'll play something downstairs. And Fishguts is like, take your rum, take your rum, take your rum, and he's handing out rum rations. As you go to buy Antoinette, he goes to hand you a rum. He drinks the one he's about to hand you. He's like, oh, and then he hands you a second. And he's like, oh, it's horrible. Here, take one back to that kid. It looks like he needs one.
Yeah, I'll take it. So I carry both of them. Would I have any idea on where he went?
You can make a perception check if you want to.
Sure. I shall perception away. Perception. 18.
All right. So you go in and you go down the stairs to the mid deck, and you can absolutely tell where he is as the piglets all go running past you, and you see where Jack has. It looked like he attempted to find another hiding place, and he is like sprawled out, lying where the cage is for the pigs. It looks like he like tripped over his own feet, and he's just lying there in like a ball on the floor.
Yo, Jack, you
Ah, no. He kind of picks himself up.
Hey, Jack, it's me. It's me. Hi.
He bolts halfway up the stairs that lead up to the door to the captain's cabin at this level, and so he's around the corner from you, and then you see his head sticks back out, but it's not at like head height. It sticks out like from like ground level, and he looks. Oh, nope.
Hey, Jack, come here, and look what I've got. And I pass him the rum.
He does not come out from his staircase hiding spot.
I walk over to the staircase hiding spot. Jack, it's fine. Look, it's fine. We're in this together.
Nope. Did you hear her today? Nope, I heard her today.
I did, and I saw her.
Oh no, we can't be together. If we're together, then we're both gonna die. He gets up and he tries to move back across the deck.
Jack, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine.
Nope.
No.
The whole ship's gonna sink. That's the storm. It's Slippery Syl. She's gonna kill us all.
Yeah, but if it sinks, right? Look, do you know what
Well, if
I
it
am?
sinks, what?
Not a good thing.
I mean,
You know what I am?
I mean, you look like you could swim really, really good. Like, I mean, like, great. I'm gonna sink.
Yeah, but I can help you.
Oh,
Help you.
uh-huh.
If you sing,
Mm-hmm.
hold onto your hand, Jack, and I can make sure you're safe.
Oh, okay. What if something tries to eat us?
Then we will make sure it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. How are we gonna do that?
You have your knife. I gave you your knife back earlier.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's a formidable weapon. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You've still got it, right? You've still got it. Check, you've still got it.
He reaches in his pocket and pulls out his knife.
Excellent. See, we're going to be just fine. Here, have some rum.
He's like looking at you, like looks at the knife, looks at you, he's like, puts it back in his pocket. He takes a glass of rum and swigs it down.
Alright, come on, here, have another one. You need it more than me.
He looks at the second glass and he looks at you and he's like, is it poison?
No, I was going to drink it myself, but I think you need it more.
But you didn't drink it, you gave it to me.
I take it back and I take a little sip.
Uh-huh.
I don't feign pretend that I'm poisoned and I just pass it back.
He looks
Look,
at it.
I'm fine.
Okay. Sure.
What horrible spell are you gonna cast on him now?
He drinks it and he's like, I'm not dead. All right. Sure. It's not poison. Great.
Everything is fine. Say after me, everything is fine.
Everything is horrible.
I don't think
He's not wrong.
I think everything is just fine.
It's peachy. Look, if the boat sinks, Jack, find me, I will save you.
Uh-huh. What if I'm down in the bilges and the boat sinks and you can't get to me?
I can swim. I can get to you.
What if you can't get to me? What if something falls on one of the hatches and like it can't be opened because you're not super strong and I drown?
Do you need more rum?
No.
Okay. Okay, everything will be fine. You'll be fine.
I'm gonna go now.
Alright, bye.
He disappears below deck. You hear as he gets out of sight here. I'm okay.
Yeah. So, how far away am I from the gunpowder barrels?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You are on the opposite side of the hold from the pile of gunpowder barrels, but you do hear footsteps up above as if people are going to be heading down this way.
I will go to my hammock and pretend to go to sleep.
You notice when you go down below to go to your hammock, Jack has put up his hammock, but he has put it up like almost as close to the stairs as he can without infringing on that group that takes the front section. Like he's close to the exit if he has to be.
I feel bad about that kid. Just saying. I feel bad.
But most of the rest of the crew up on deck while that's all happening, they're sort of collecting themselves, getting their rum portion, swigging it down, and then heading below decks. As they have been ordered to bed. Yes.
As I'm sorry, just around. Are there any is there any coal or pens or chalk or something around where I am?
You can make just a quick investigation check to see if you can find anything like that amongst the few crates
7.
and things. Yeah, so you look, but you don't find anything down on this area. It doesn't look like they've collected anything like that in any of their recent activities.
Alright, no worries.
So, what are the rest of you doing as most of the crew is starting to head off to bed?
Well,
Well.
so right after handing out food with fish guts, I think Art's gonna go downstairs, and I have a racial ability called Cunning Artisan, where during a short rest I can harvest the bone and hide from a slain beast or some other things, but I'm assuming a turtle's a beast, and create a item out of it. I would
Ah,
like to try and make a shield out of its shell.
I like this.
And it says to use this trait, you need a blade, such as a dagger, or appropriate artisan's tools. But I mean, it doesn't say it needs a roll or anything besides that. I can just do it.
Yeah. So if you spend the hour, because you did probably, knowing you would do this, take the time while you clean these guys
Yeah,
to
exactly.
sort of prep
I
yourself.
prep.
Yep. You can fashion yourself a shield made out of this turtle shell, and it was a decent sized sea turtle, so it's a decent sized shield.
Okay.
Nice.
When I see Halt, I would like to give it to him.
Ah.
Aww.
Do I have a shield? I don't know. I think I have a buckler.
You got a
Yeah,
freaking
I have
turtle
a
shield
buckler.
now.
Yeah, that's
turtle
an
shield.
actual shield.
Actual shields are good.
Is that for me?
It is, yes, my friend.
Oh, it's made of a turtle.
I figured it looked pretty cool, so
That is awesome. Thank you so much. I should give you more gold.
I mean, if you'd like, I won't complain.
Let's see how much does a shield go for these days.
It's a good question. I don't know.
I'll
I
just
spent
give you
an
5.
hour on it. It wasn't that much.
That is a lot of work. And it's like personal, and I see like if you've made like some little, beautifications.
Scraps. Yeah.
It's nice. Thank you.
Well,
I
you're
give you 5.
very welcome. Oh wow. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah,
then
Holt's
I go
rolling in
and
gold.
Enjoy the thing.
So, does everyone else head down for bed?
So I'm gonna head down. When he said to go downstairs, I'm gonna go down fairly quickly, and I'm going to wait for my favorite half orc to start down the stairs.
Oh.
Oh, Jaundice.
And I'm gonna cast Shape Water and make
Of
ice
course.
for him.
All
Didn't
right.
notice him this time, Jonathan, and just beat the hell out of him.
So
Come on.
So yeah, roll to see if anybody if you're noticeable in doing this. Let's see if.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
noticing.
nice. All right. So coming down the stairs in a group, you see Jaundice followed by Phipps, followed by Aretta, followed by everybody's favorite Narwhal, all kind of in a line coming down. Jaundice's attention is drawn to Miri as you kind of moving your arms and things like that. And let's see. So he slips a little bit coming down the stairs. Behind him you see the others sort of trying to keep their balance. Phipps is like third to last, and he goes ass over tea kettle down the stairs and takes out Jaundice and Aretta just boom, 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 in a heap. And Jaundice kind of collects himself up and sort of marches over towards you, Miri. Just thump, thump, thump. Big, heavy, half-orc footsteps walking in your direction. And why don't you roll on that wild surge table?
Oh! Oh my god, yes.
22.
22.
Creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell I cast next minute that involves a saving throw.
Nice. So Jaundice is storming towards you. He doesn't say anything. I mean, you've never heard Jaundice talk. I mean, the most you've maybe heard is him grunt at something. And you see him, like, balling up a meaty fist as he's storming towards you. Why don't you roll me just an initiative check here to see who's quicker to react to this.
All right.
So he balls up his meaty fist, and he is going to take a swing at you.
He can't talk, but he's thinking, I would like to rage.
This is.
He does. So he balls up his fist and swings, and Miri, you are able to very quickly just dodge this big meaty fist. Do you want to do anything in retaliation to him taking a swing at you?
I'm gonna cast Sleep.
All right. And he has disadvantage on his saving throw, right?
Yeah, there's no saving throw.
Oh, that's right. It's just hit dice. Okay. 24. So he swings a big meaty fist and kind of sort of overbalances a little bit and then keeps going in the circle and just sort of flops to the deck and is lying there. And it's been such a short amount of time that Phipps and the others are only getting to their feet and looking over like, what the... And Jaundice is just lying at your feet, Mary, unconscious. And just, you hear a big, deep...
I'm gonna look down at him and shrug and go, I don't know.
He was tired. Wow.
He must have been tired.
Phipps marches across to him, looks down at him, kind of nudges him with a boot. Get up. What'd you do? Get up.
That'll wake him up.
He just shakes him. Jaundice, like, looks around surprised. He's just looking up, like, not really sure what's happening.
I will have moved back away from him as that happened, to back to my corner where my hammock would be.
He stands up and, like, adjusts his, like, shirt and looks around and just stares at you, Miri. And then he shoves back through the others and goes back toward his hammock.
Wonder what he's gonna do there. Maybe sleep?
So, there's a few eyes, like, watching this going on. You see Sindara sitting with her pipe, smoking it, just watching. She finishes
I'm gonna look
it.
to see if any games of chance are gonna start down here below decks.
You look around, and it looked like a couple of the crew were going to try to start one, but the ship is really kind of tossing about right now. And it looks like they're maybe giving up because they rolled a couple test rolls on the dice, and it kicks so hard that, like, the dice just roll away before they can get a read on them. So it looks like everyone's
maybe they
just
could
gonna
make
go
it like a Deadpool on, you know.
How long
who's
till?
next.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you want to start one, they'll probably take odds on that. Especially since they know
Not
Holt.
really Holt's style.
Holt's
I
flush
know.
with cash. They might bet Holt just to see. Bet that Holt will be next, and then when he is, you get rich both in the Deadpool and you get the gold that you take from him if you're the one that killed him.
Thankfully, they've also seen me just give it all away, so they know.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, there's a few people who aren't really sure what to think. There's a few people who were really appreciative, and there's a couple who think that you're trying to curse them.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened with those what is it, 8 gold pieces that fell to the floor?
They didn't pick them up. They left them there.
Someone had to have picked that up.
I
8
mean-
gold is a lot of gold.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of the officers took advantage.
Well, yeah, probably.
I'm gonna headcanon that Mrs. Scourge picked them up.
Probably, and all the hubbub and all the craziness. Actually, what really happened is this little gnome woman who just kind of stays in the rigging as much as possible and doesn't talk to anybody probably dropped down behind them while everything was happening. It was like bloop, 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 bloop,
Oh, hey.
climbed back up into the rigging and disappeared. That or the parrot got them. So,
Oh, capitalism! Oh.
capitalism.
Alright, so, is everyone going to sleep then?
I don't know. Is everyone
Yeah,
going
afterwards,
to sleep?
yeah.
And, like, everyone else around the ship, like, everyone settling into their hammocks and...
They do seem to be. You know, there is the crew that's up, that does do, there's like a smaller group that does like nighttime activities up on deck, kind of keep the ship going in the right direction and making sure everything's going okay. But otherwise, everybody else below decks is going to sleep.
Alright,
I'm gonna keep
sorry.
staying awake until everybody else falls asleep.
Ah.
I mean, considering that wouldn't put us directly into competition here, because I was going to wait till everyone else was asleep.
So the two of you are in your hammocks, both every once in a while doing a look-see, and you keep making eye contact with each other. As everyone else is nodding off, you both keep seeing each other as still awake.
It's just me and from that. I'll go ahead and go to sleep.
Alright, I am going to climb out of my hammock.
You climb out of your hammock.
I'm going to sneak past to the door.
Why don't you make me a stealth check?
I will. I'll find my character sheet. There it is. Stealth. That would be a
So you sneak across
Loudly.
the lower deck between the rocking hammocks. You
I keep
pass
bumping into them.
you pass by where Jack has set up his hammock, and you hear him inside muttering to himself, "We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die."
I walk past Jack. I go to the door. Now, so we're at the lower deck,
Yes, you're just above the bilges.
just above the builders. And what is above that?
So above you is the mid deck, which is basically where Fish Guts and Cutthroat's room is, the kitchen is, and mostly they keep like all the. It's mostly not too full right now, but it's where they would store anything they get when they raid other ships.
That's where Owlbear is too, isn't it?
Hey, that is where Owlbear sits, tied
Yep.
between the two sets of staircases.
All right. Is there a? I mean, the inside of this is all made out of wood, correct?
Indeed.
Is there like a wall that everyone would see coming up, straight up from down below?
Yes, when you come up from down below, it does come up facing one wall along this side of the ship before they turn the corner to go up to the next level.
Are there people around here at all?
Make a perception check.
19.
All right. You hear heavy snoring coming from what you know is Fish Guts and Cutthroat's room. But other than that, and the sounds of the crew down below, you just hear the sound of the ocean outside and the heavy waves, and the ship is rocking more. You can hear thunder crashing, and it feels like the. Hey, sorry about that. We're back, and technical difficulties. So yes, Antoinette, before I got completely booted, you wanted to know if you could find a wall that the entire crew would have to see.
Indeed. And I believe you said it would be the wall just straight up.
As soon as you get to the top of the stairs, they
yes.
would see that wall.
And we rolled for a perception, and you said that there's everyone. I could hear people snore and everything else. So what I said was, I would like to take out my dagger and quickly yet quietly carve in the words, "I will return!" ! And then Syl.
All right, so you spend some time carving. Why don't you just roll me like a dexterity check, because you are getting tossed back and forth a lot
Of course.
as the ship is definitely kind of moving into the heavier part of this storm.
Yes. Dex. Nope. Sorry, I think I might have just clicked the wrong one. There we are. Did that work? Yes. Dex.
So you're carving this. It is really like kind of badly done, as you just keep getting like tossed about and tumbling amongst some of the crates and things, and you kind of knock some stuff over and it clatters a little bit.
Justice.
But eventually you feel like you were able to get this carving.
Barely legible.
It's but then again, maybe this is good because you're not sure how
That's true.
good Syl would have done at this.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's pretty good at knife work.
She is. Yeah, there was that whole notches on her knife.
So, do me a favor while you're at this. Actually, tell me, what's your passive perception?
Oh boy. My passive perception is 12.
All right, excellent. So, you managed to complete your project, even in all this creaking and the crashing of thunder from up above and the occasional noise from down below of various people. You hear maybe somebody down below get seasick a little bit.
That's lovely. Alright, so once I have completed my task, just on the level that I'm on now, which is not the sleeping deck but the one above, is this the same level that the magic woman's on?
No, she is one deck up from where you saw her. She has a little space. It's up one deck above before you go out to the main deck. It's just off the officer's room above you.
All right. Have I seen her at all during the day?
No, you didn't see her. She did not seem to come out from her small room where she's been working.
And that's normal, isn't it?
Yeah, she doesn't seem to spend a lot of time out and about on deck. It seems that she maybe has more important business, at least as far as she's concerned.
Would her and Slippery Syl, from what I've seen or what I would know about their comings and goings, have any kind of interactions or anything?
You don't recall seeing either of them together.
All right.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back down and sneak back super sneakily to my hammock.
All right, you turn to go back down, and you see peering at you from between the stair wall and the mast where he's bound. You see Owlbear just looking at you.
Oh no!
And just staring at you where you are.
Does it look like he's noticed what I was doing?
Hard to say. He's got that kind of like owlbear, like kind of vacant like look, but he's literally looking right at you.
I put my finger up to my lips and sort of just go shh.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, please be good.
Oh wow,
He puts a big meaty finger up to his lips and goes shh.
Oh, no,
Yes. And yeah, so I would like to sneak back down into my hammock and then sleep.
All right, so you all eventually go to sleep. In the morning, everybody roll me dexterity saving throws.
Oh. Okay.
Hey.
Oh, boom!
Nice.
Kaboom!
Alright. And how about Holt?
What about me?
Dexterity
Dex save.
saving throw.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I got
okay.
distracted. There's things going on. Dexterity. Oops.
Oh no.
Alright,
Oh,
so...
it's a save.
Yes. Oh yeah, roll the saving throw.
It's not trained, so it would be the same, so it's fine.
Alright,
I'll take the 7.
So you all wake up as about maybe 2/3 of those of you in the hammocks get kind of tossed out. Holt and Antoinette amongst those that get tossed out of their hammocks as the ship takes a violent kind of sideways, almost like just literally the room kind of goes like 60 degrees over, and like a couple of you hang on like a Bart, you just sort of ride it and the hammock twirls a little bit and you just hang on and spinning it, and Miri kind of just tucks and does the same, but there is just a clattering of just ship's crew members that just go tumbling about and kind of sprawling out onto the deck, and you hear from up above, muffled, just it sounds like Master Scourge yelling, "On deck!" And you haven't even heard the ship's bell yet this morning. It's like you're not sure what time of day it is.
Well,
I think
As
they lost
this-
the bell.
As this all happens. And
I think Bart is with that nat 20. I think he just like lands on the 60 degrees and like starts, running up.
so we will close out as Bart, you run up the stairs and you are the first one to see this message carved in the wood.
Oh.
I wonder who that could have been.
I mean, oh Lord. Great. The ship's gonna sink.
So, so we will close on Bart seeing this message and a stack up of crew members kind of coming up behind you.
I imagine, right, the way I imagine this is you run up the stairs, you see the message, you stop, and then comically everyone is running into you.
That's exactly what I imagined too. Yep.
Good.
And one small piglet goes squealing by at your feet as we fade out for this session to come back next time.
Excellent.
So, why don't we go around, anybody who's got some plugs. So I'll start, we'll go with Brad, and we'll work our way around.
I don't have anything to plug. I'm just enjoying my time with the shenanigans here, and I look forward to some more in 2 weeks.
Awesome. And how about PaladinHulk?
Hi everybody, I'm PaladinHulk. I am a Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday and Little Red Dot. This Wednesday, I think I'll be on a one-shot of Weave on Straticus' channel. I'm looking forward to that. I'm in a Masks campaign on... time zones are weird. It's somewhere in the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's real early in the morning, and for the other players, it's real late. And I do this. This is, I think, my favorite campaign at the moment.
Yay.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
That's me.
And how about Antoinette Cat?
No plugs, but yeah, I'm really enjoying the shenanigans. It's I do feel a bit sorry for you, Jeanette. I know you say you're enjoying this, but I do have that pang of guilt in the back of my head of going, is it too much?
You can't see my DM notebook, let me just say.
But yeah, I am genuinely enjoying the way, because none of the things I am doing, or that Neri and I have been doing completely, like, we haven't coordinated this at all. Like, none of the things I've been doing have turned out how I wanted, but instead have turned out so much better. So, yeah. It's
almost Skull, Shackles, and Shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely. Shenanigans is the word for this. But yeah.
I am surprised that you two's characters, you haven't talked about it at all.
No, we didn't talk about it in the run-up. Like, we're both... are you Storm Sorcerer?
Me? No.
Oh, you're just a sorcerer, aren't you?
I'm just a wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah, and a Storm Sorcerer, like, we didn't coordinate this. We didn't coordinate the shape water. None of what we've been doing had any kind of discussion, and it's worked out so well.
I mean, it may be good you're not talking about it, because if one of you gets caught, then they have plausible deniability on the other guy.
Exactly. I know nothing.
Excellent. And what about Dylan?
Hi, I'm Dylan. Besides here, you can find me and Jeanette on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/PowerscoreRPG, where we are playing as the Chaos Crew, who also cause a lot of shenanigans. Like last time, where my character, after he made our poor kobold cry, I kind of gave Lord Daggalt Neverember a wedgie in his own throne room, and now my character and the kobold are in prison and gonna be executed. So we'll see how it goes.
It should be okay. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, by the way, the Lord is also Jeanette's character's father-in-law.
Future father-in-law.
Yeah. So it's more complicated.
His son's a lot nicer than he is.
Yeah.
And yes, and so you can find us here for this campaign every other week. So we'll be back in 2 weeks with our next session. And I still am gonna run another Cthulhu campaign. I've been, working on prepping it and busy with some other stuff, but that's coming. And then, of course, you can find me Saturdays with Dylan at 3 o'clock and every other Saturday at 7 on Scotty_Hood's Twitch. I'm playing in Ghost of Saltmarsh as a aquatic character who may or may not have, boarded a ship where we were expecting undead and found spiders. Great. Lots of spiders. So thank you very much, everybody. This was fun. Sorry for getting booted. That stupid Slippery Syl curse is on me. I blame Antoinette.
Wasn't me.
But we will be back, and thank you all, and everybody have a great week, and take care. Bye. Everybody.
Bye.